Litshona njani mthwakazi omuhle silamukela njalo kwesinye isiqephu sethu sezindaba kumsakazo we-Citizens Movement Radio. Namhla kungoLwesithathu zingama-25 kuMbimbitho ngomnyaka ka-2026. Indaba lizethulelwa nguKhethiwe Chuma. Ake sikhangele kwesihamba phambili namhlanje kumsakazo we-Citizens Movement Radio. Ibandla eliphikisayo liqoqa izakhamizi ukubazali ukutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu. Owayelilunga ledale lephalamende uSa Umdenda enkantolo mayelana ngezindawo kuzenzelwa khona imihlangano yokutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu. Amanzi athengwayo alwisana labantu kusho uhlatshwayo. Nanzi indaba zethu ngokugcweleyo. Usomlomo webandla eliphikisayo Promise Mkhwananzi usekhuthaze izakhamizi ukuba zisukume ngobuningi bazo ukuba bayihlanganela emhlanganweni lapho kulalelwa imbono yabantu ngokutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu. Njalo ukhuthaze izakhamizi ukuba zale ukutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso. Umkhwananzi uthi izakhamizi kumele zale konke okulethwayo ngokutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso, lokho kufuqwa libandla elibusayo. Uye wathi ukutshintshwa lokhu nxa kumele kwenzakale kakusiwe ebantwini ukuze bakhethe ukuba bayakufuna noma cha. Umgcinisihlalo wenhlanganiso ye-NDWG kanti njalo engomunye wabathungameli benhlanganiso ye-DCP, umhlonishwa uJob Sikhala uthi inhlanganiso yakhe NDWG izakwala ukutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu, lapho athi yikukedulwa kombuso okwenzakalayo eZimbabwe njengoba iningi lezakhamizi lalabo abasebenzela uhulumende bengahambisani lokutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso. Ekhuluma namhlanje labonozindaba, umhlonishwa uSikhala usethulele lokho.
I'm not going to speak from a prepared speech. I have opted to speak from the heart on the basis of the issues that are touching our nation at the present moment. Zimbabwe is in a crisis. In a huge and gigantic crisis that its citizens are currently under siege from a dictatorship which is opting to chop everyone and defeat the right of the citizens to make political choices for themselves. Why do I speak today to the constitutional crisis that we are facing in our nation? The regime is in Harare. The regime in Harare is currently in the process of committing a hard coup against its people. Some people would think that a hard coup is that which is carried through the military takeover of regimes. And many people will ask me, why are you describing the process currently happening in Zimbabwe as an occurrence of a hard coup in the nation of Zimbabwe? It is because of the following reasons. One, everyone in Zimbabwe is being chopped and driven into submission on an agenda which they don't want. The Emmerson Mnangagwa regime in Harare is currently carrying out a cohesive process of forcing every Zimbabwean to accept an agenda of prolonging their lifespan in power up to 2030. The Zimbabwean Constitution, which I will not boggle this press conference in giving a lecture about, provides simple things. That if anyone with a limited term of existence in office wants to extend such a term of office, an amendment to that provision must be put to a referendum. That is one fundamental requirement of the Zimbabwean Constitution. It also provides that if the incumbent wants to benefit from the same extension of term of office, that must also be put to a referendum. So what Emmerson Mnangagwa is doing with this regime is that they want to defeat the constitutional provisions of Zimbabwe, where any amendment to the prolongation of office of the incumbent must be put to a referendum by simply going to Parliament, subvert that provision, and pass it that they will continue in office until 2030. This is an abomination. What it must tell the world today as I'm addressing this press conference is that Emmerson Mnangagwa and his regime is afraid of the people of Zimbabwe because they are an illegitimate government. They know that they have not won the public elections in Zimbabwe in 2018 and also in 2023. So their fear of the masses of our people defines why they don't want to take these amendments to the referendum. They know that the people of Zimbabwe are going to defeat them and that they don't want their regime to continue any longer. So we demand the following. As I earlier alluded, the Southern African Development Community must immediately, with immediate effect, President Ramaphosa must engage the Zimbabwean regime to follow the requirements of the Constitution and give the people of Zimbabwe an opportunity for them to exercise their right of choice whether they want Emmerson Mnangagwa to continue up to 2030 or not, through a referendum. There must be a referendum in Zimbabwe where the people of Zimbabwe will be able to make their verdict on the future of their country. Number two, that the African Union, in terms of the provisions of its own statutes and also its protocols, has provisions where a constitutional change of government is caused by constitutional manipulation to prolong the term of office of the incumbent. Clearly, in terms of Article 30 of the African Union Constitutive Act, which was ratified and later amplified at the Lome Declaration in 2000, when they simplified on what constitutes unconstitutional change of government. Point number 5 is that any constitutional manipulation to prolong the term of office of the incumbents is a coup. So there is a coup in motion in our country. We, as the National Democratic Working Group, petitioned the African Commission chairperson, advising me about the dangers that are currently happening in Zimbabwe. We followed up our petition last week, waiting for the reply and answer from the African Commission chairperson. We haven't yet obtained anything. If the African Commission chairperson fails to reply our petition, we still got the right for us to approach the African Commission in Bankulu, Gambia, for us to go and drag the Zimbabwean regime in terms of the African Union Constitutive Act.
Owayemela iMasvingo Central edalele ephalamende umhlonishwa uJefferson Chitando usedonsele usomlomo wephalamende uJacob Mutenda enkantolo ukuze angezelele indawo lapho kuzalalelwa khona izicelo zabantu ngokujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu. uChitando ehamba ndawonye lomunye wesakhamizi saseMasvingo uJona Wakurakurerwa baye balanda enkantolo ephezulu lapho bejonge ukuba baphoqele usomlomo wephalamende ukuba angezelele indawo lapho kuzenzelwa khona imihlangano emphakathini ngokujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu. Siye saxoxisana loChitando osinikeze lokhu.
Yes, it's true that we have taken the Parliament of Zimbabwe, represented by the Speaker, to High Court. Our main concern is that we want Parliament to decentralize the public hearings to at least the ward. If they find that it's very impossible, they can take it to a constituency level. In Masvingo district, they gave us Chidzikwe, which is not central, one, which poses a lot of traveling problems from people who travel from Chidzikwe, from Chikuza, Nyikavanu, Renko, Chatikobo, and all other places in Masvingo district. During the constitution making process, COPAC, which was an organ of parliament, it held 3 meetings per ward whilst we were making this constitution. Was it not prudent for the same parliament to have 3 meetings at a ward during these public hearings to amend the constitution? Parliament is not providing transport, and we all know that the price of fuel is affecting transport, and the number of people who are going to congregate at Chidzikwe for the 50 wards in Masvingo district is going to be a rally. So people know that they might go to Chidzikwe and fail to contribute. Parliament said that people should communicate or contribute using emails. I think it's a mockery, because Parliament knows that the majority of people in the rural areas, they don't have email. Even if those who have emails, they might find data very expensive. So this is only a way of trying to avoid people to contribute to the amendment. However, this has necessitated us to take Parliament to court.
Omela abesifazana eHarare etalele ephalamende umhlonitshwa uGladys Hlatshwayo usesizole kakhulu ukulethwa kwamamitha amanzi athengwayo ebantwini. Ekhuluma etalele ephalamende, umhlonitshwa uHlatshwayo uthi amanzi atholakala nzima, kanti njalo lokhu kuphambanisa amantombazana labesifazana abayibo abathwala ubunzima bokuba badinge amanzi njalo bewathola endaweni ezingahlanzekanga. Uye wathi la amamitha azakwenza ukuba abantu baqale ngokuthenga amanzi ancindezela labo abampofu ukuba bathole amanzi ahlanzekileyo ephuma ezimpompini. Ake sizweni umhlonitshwa uHlatshwayo ekhuluma.
22nd of March, to remind us all that water is life and to raise awareness of the 2.1 billion people worldwide who have no access to safe water. The day also supports advocacy efforts towards achieving SDG number 6 on water and sanitation. The 2026 World Water Day focuses on the intersection of water and gender under the theme Water and Gender, where water flows, equality grows. The theme reminds us of the disproportionate impact of water scarcity on girls and women who spend hours each day fetching water, thus increasing their exposure to sexual harassment instead of pursuing education and other opportunities. Water scarcity also affects menstrual hygiene management in women and girls. Despite several regional and international instruments to which Zimbabwe is a signatory, such as the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, as well as Section 77 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe that guarantees the right to safe, clean and potable water, many Zimbabweans do not have access to clean water. a situation that has contributed to perennial outbreaks of cholera, among other waterborne diseases. The burden of unpaid care work also increases as women and girls provide care for people whose illnesses are caused by unsafe water. Mr. Speaker, the recent privatization and commodification of water through the introduction of water meters is likely to widen social inequalities and severely affect the underprivileged and marginalized sections of our communities, including women and girls, as it will restrict access, burden citizens with exorbitant costs, and pose potential health risk. I respectfully submit that access to safe and potable water is a human right, and water must not be treated like a tradable good. I therefore, Mr. Speaker, call upon the central government and local authorities to take all necessary measures to ensure the progressive realization of the right to safe, clean, and potable water to all Zimbabweans, regardless of social and economic status. The executive must also promote gender-responsive water policies and sustainable management, recognizing that access to clean water is key to gender equality. Thus, where water flows, equality grows. I so submit.
Abongikazi esibhedlela seVictoria Chitepo Provincial Hospital kweLemtare baye babamba umbhikisho omfishane izolo lapho befuna iholo elingcono lemali ethe xaxa ngezokuthutha kanye lemali engcono yokuba bathole izindlu zokuhlala. Bathi iholo labo lincane kakhulu ngoba bethola imali engange 250 edoleni leMelika lamaziki azinkulungwane ezintathu, leyi engenelisi ukuba baphile inyanga zonke. Impikisho efanayo iye yenziwa eSali Mugabe Central Hospital eHarare kanye leParirenyatwa Group of Hospitals. Abasebenza kugatsha lwezempilakahle baxwayisa ngokuba nxa kungathathwa amanyathelo kuza kuqhubeka kusehla indlela okusetshenzwa ngayo kulolu gatsha, njalo kuza kuphazamisa izakhamizi. Kusenjalo omunye wabalaleli bomsakazo we-Citizens Movement Radio uye wathi izisebenzi zonke zikahulumende kumele zihlanganyele kule impikisho. Ake simzweni ekhuluma.
It is not a mere coincidence that nurses from big national referral hospitals wakes up one fine morning and lifts up placards in protest of high cost of living. Indeed, it is not only the nurses or civil servants, except those in high offices with unlimited perks, are suffering. Their wages are not in line with the condition and the state of living. This strike by nurses is just but the first indication that things are not well. It is very logical for all civil servants to register their concerns without fear of victimization, as is the case with this government always.
Ibandla elibusayo leZANU-PF liyaqhubekela phambili ngokwenza imihlangano yabo bengaphazanyiswanga njalo bengabotshwanga amapholisa. Izolo omela iMavuku Tafara etalele Parliamente uScott Sakupwanya uye wenza umhlangano lapho waqoqe khona izakhamizi ukuba zivume ukujintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso. Owayemela iMavuku Tafara etalele Parliamente umhlonishwa uFipion Munyarati Kufaha Kutizwa usole kakhulu amapholisa ngokusebenzisa umthetho ngobandlululo, ethi amapholisa ayavimba yonke imihlangano eyenziwa libandla eliphikisayo. Ake sizweni umhlonishwa ukufa Kuthizwe ekhuluma.
Maswera semhuri yeZimbabwe nezuro musi wa24 Tuesday takawa nekushamisika apo bato rezano rakaedza zvachose kuda kuunganidza vanhu vemumabvuku by force vachiwanyebera tichakupai mahamba, uyai mutore chikafu, uyai mutore zvakati. Izvo nyamba bedzi tavaivadedzera vaida kuwandira vachida kutengesa pfungwa dzebill number 3. Asi chakakachamadza ruzhinji ndechekuti havana kunge vagona kutsanangura kuda kujekesera vanhu kuti bill number 3 yazvinorewei. Vabereki vazhinji nemachembere akabva aitoti tanyimwa bill number 3 yacho, bozi mupfungwa dzavo aitofunga kuti bill number 3 mahamba. So wakatadza kutsanangurira vanhu. Even guest of honor anga aripo aingoita maslogan vainzi tagwirei wacho. Chakatishamisa ndechekuti vakangouya vachitenderera vachipinda mapoto imomo. Asi munguva yemaelection vaita kuti mumabvuku muchiva nemarodzi tsepete. So izvozvi Sakupwanya yangoripo, hapana zvozikamwa focus dzake dzaakubhora. so pawakauya chida kutengesa idea yebill number 3 vanhu vekumabvuku vati no hatisi kuda, munhu ngaadzoke kuvanhu. Choshamisa ndechekuti iye Vinisa Kupwanya wacho paari papo akazvamburwa maelection asada kutozviwedzera 2 years, kutofarira kuti tiwedzere 2 years dzisiri pamutemo, 2 years dzisina mandate yevanhu. Munhu akazvamburwa kuseri nekuseri nevanhu vekumabvuku, mabvuku chiororo. So mabvuku zvainoita kana paita chikafu, ZANU inoda kuhandirawo nechikafu nemari. So vanokwanisa kutodya chikafu ngavadye, asi musi wekuvhota wedu mabvuku chiororo, mabvuku inoziva, mabvuku inovhotera Shanduko, mabvuku will vote for change. So ZANU-PF haichadiwe, isu tiri kuti no to 2030, no to bill number 3. So izvozvo vanhu vemabvuku vari clear kuti hatisi kuda izvozvo, vanhu ngavadzoke kuvanhu, vanhu ngavadzoke vasarudzwe. Munotyireiko sarudzo imi muchizviti munodiwa nevanhu? Munotyireiko vanhu warivo vanofanirwa kuvhota? So tikuti masimba evanhu ngaadzoke. Zvenyu zvekuda kuhandira vanhu muchida kuzopa vanhu machikenini, aiwa machikenini hauye every day. Tinoda economy inogona kunge munhu achizvisustain, self-sustained economy yekuti munhu anozvitengerawo zvaanoda, kwete kuita kunge maitira munhu mutsa, maitira munhu favor zvekuti munobvisa munhu mapapiro haachakwanisi kubhururuka, momuigira chikafu momufidha kunge bhurera. Hausi mutsa, siyai munhu aende achizvitsvagira ega, achizviitira ega. Equal opportunity kune munhu wese, ndo chatiri kurwira, ndo zvatiri kurwira, kuti mwana wese weZimbabwe ange akasununguka. So isu tiri kuti 2020 taramba, no to bill number 3. Sesijamukile mabvuku taramba, munhu wese aramba, maita basi.
Inhlanganiso yeZimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights ZLHR isisole kakhulu ukuhlaselwa kwamalungelo abantu okwenziwa izigelekeqe zebandla leZANU-PF lalabo abasebenzela uhulumende. Kunkulumo abayethule izolo, iZLHR ithi sokuludlame oluqhamukileyo emalangeni lujongiswe kuzifundi zasemayunivesithi, osopolitiki, kanti njalo lokhu kwephula ilungelo labo elikhona kusisekelo sombuso kusicaphuno sama-53 lapho kuvunyelwa khona izakhamizi ukuba bavikeleke kudlame lonke olungaba khona. Inhlanganiso le ithe kakube lokuthula phambi kokuba kwenziwe imihlangano yokutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu, le ekhangelelwe ukuba iqale ekupheleni kwayo nyale inyanga kuseqela ekuqaleni kwenyanga ezayo. Ikhansila lebandla leZANU-PF owakhethwayo uGift Konjana, lo owayebikwe ukuba akabonakali phambi kokhetho olwenziwayo kweleChegutu, uye wathumeza umlayezo emakhasini akhe okuxhumana weFacebook izolo lapho etshela abantu ukuba uyaphila. Kumlayezo wakhe omfitshane awuxhumanise lo mpikitsha wakhe, uKonjana uthi wabaleka elizweni ngoba esesabela impilo yakhe. Akasavezanga imininingwana yokuba ukuphi kanti njalo lokuba ngubani ohlose impilo yakhe. uKonjana wahlamuka kubandla le-MDC eminyakeni 2 edlulayo ngesikhathi esiyahlanganyela kubandla leZANU-PF. Umdlali weLiverpool uMohamed Salah usememezele ukuba usejiya leli qembu ekupheleni kwayonale isizini. Lo isizalwane saseGibhithe wethule imlayezo yokuvalelisa emakhasini akhe okuxhumana izolo. uSalah osewathola isicoco seChampions League njalo wathola isicoco sePremier League kabili, uthi uza kukhumbula leli qembu njengoba wayengumthungameli ohamba phambili ekuhlohleni amagoli kuleli qembu. Ukuziphetha lezi ndaba kumsakazo we-Citizens Movement Radio, nanze bezihamba phambili. Ibandla eliphikisayo liqoqa izakhamizi ukuba zale ukutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu. Owayelilunga ledale lephalamende udonsela umdenda enkantolo ngendawo zalapho kuzenzelwa khona imihlangano ngokutshintshwa kwesisekelo sombuso ngokwehlandla lesithathu. Amanzi athengwayo alwisana labantu kusho uHlatshwayo. Sizikhetha lapha lezi ndaba.